Alright, here we are, folks. We are in the finals of Cheese League Baseball. Good morning. This is our Sunday stream. 8:10 a.m. here on the East Coast. And yeah, thanks for joining us if you're up. Thanks for watching if you're watching on Twitch. This game back on Twitch, or if you're on our YouTube page, thank you so much for watching as well. And yeah, it's gonna be lots of fun. Just a heads up programming note, we're gonna try to potentially finish out all of these games today on Sunday, so probably do a couple games now and then a couple games later on, and then yeah, we're gonna try to keep with the Wednesday and then Saturday, Sunday schedule moving forward here on Twitch. Try to play some games, maybe bring in Keeping It Wheels, you know, do all that fun stuff. So that's what we're going to try to do. And in the meantime, we're going to get going here. So last game, we saw the Bree Boomerangs beat up. What was the actual final score? I forget. 12-4. Bree Boomerangs beat up on the Aeroplanes, and they kind of scored in almost every inning. So we are going to watch this game. We're back at Big Sky Ballpark, home of the Asiago Aeroplanes. Let's see what happens if they can pull this game out, even the series. And that's what we're doing right now on Geek Cheese. There are starting lineups. It's a great baseball day. The Phillies and Yankees, both teams that people in this household care about, play today in the afternoon. But right now we got fake baseball, Cheese League, as Talia Mitchell's on the bump for the Asiago Aeroplanes. First pitch of the game, home. Oh no, not a home run. Missed a home run, missed a leadoff dinger by probably about 6 inches. So a long double. We probably could have stretched it into a triple if he ran, but that crosses up Butters Patrick behind the plate. The runner gets the third. Butters Patrick's been having a tough job, or a tough go of it behind the plate. A lot of pass balls last game. Mitchell, four-seamer cutter, and the as she walks Conrad, and in steps Repo Sawhorse, and also the changeup for Mitchell. 3-pitch pitcher. The righty fires in, and that again gets away from Patrick. Runner's coming home, slides in safely. It's a 1-0 lead for the Boomerangs of Bree. The runner advances to second too on that little play. Something's going on back there with Butters Patrick. He just can't catch the ball. He's got the yips. 2-2 now on Sawhorse. Down on strikes he goes. That is the first out of the inning. In steps Mickelson. Mickelson's absolutely crushing the ball. 359, 3 homers, 9 RBIs, having a great tournament. 2-1 on him. Ball outside, 3-1. And fouled away. Went to a hockey game last night, folks. It was an experience. Not a huge fan of the stadium or the setup, as Mickelson goes down on strikes. I tied him up inside. And in steps Dirk Davila. Best hitting catcher in the Cheese League tournament for sure. The setup of the arena last night was just not good. It was just awkward, just awkwardly set up. And Mitchell walks him. So now runners first and second. Sally Meter up. I believe she dingered her last time in the first game of this final. Yeah, hockey game was an interesting experience. That is out number 3. Ooh, I forgot to plug in this camera. Hopefully the battery won't die. All right, so 1 run in the top of the first for the Boomerangs. Bottom half of the inning, we got Chance Raymond on the mound for the visiting Boomerangs. 1.38 ERA entering the game. 17 Ks for him. Four-seamer, slider, curveball, changeup. More of a junk pitcher than a velocity guy, as you see right there. Gets the strikeout on the big Uncle Charlie. Trey Mattingly steps in. Fouled away. 1-1 on Mattingly, who's been kind of the bright spot in this Aeroplanes lineup. It's been a steady hitter for them. Hot shot down to first, out number 2. And Ash McIntyre steps in. Big power hitting Ash McIntyre, 4 home runs in the tournament. 1-1 is the count. And now 2-1. That looks like a pretty decent pitch. I'll tell you what. As McIntyre looks at the ball high and outside, takes the walk, in steps Russell, who is on fire. Look at this guy. 404, 7 homers, 25 RBIs, just absolutely killing the baseball. The fake baseball, as it were. In the dirt, good block by Davila behind the plate. The umpires, that one's a hit to Dakota, out number 3, and top of the second we go. The umpires yesterday in the Yankees game, if anybody watched, where the home plate umpire it was rough. He kept calling balls on the outside part of the plate to righties and inside to lefties, and just he had a wide zone in that sector. DJ LeMahieu was a victim of that several times. There's a strike high and outside. Espinosa had some dingers last game too, but he strikes out here. So Mitchell, the string of hits in the beginning of the game, which is looking settled in. 2 outs, Baker up. It was it was just not very fair to the Yankees hitters, I'll say that. And full count on Baker. K-Man activated for Mitchell and walks him. Ooh, that was a pretty close pitch. The unofficial officials in the stands did not seem to like that call as Kason Oldie steps in. And we're back to the top of the order. He almost homered his first time up. Talk about unofficial officials. Hockey games are raucous. There's a different breed of fan, and they were a little intense last night. Oldie pops up to center field. McDowell is there, and that is the final out at the top of the second. Sherry Droop steps up now. We've got 5, 6, and 7 due here for the home team. Asiago Aeroplanes. Came home last night as Droop has full count. Came home last night from a hockey game, went right to watching the Kraken as Droop looks at strike number 3. And McDowell steps in, center fielder today for the Aeroplanes, and has yet to register a hit in the tournament, so it'll be a good time to start. Instead, she grounds to Mickelson for the out. Right from that game to watching the Kraken. Fell asleep when it was still 0-0 in the second period, I think, as that's a base hit for Donna Francis up the middle. And then awoke this morning to find that they lost 3-1 against the Kings, who's the team that they really, really needed to beat. So their playoff chances are really riding on these next couple of games. 0-2 to Farkas. The runner on first, bottom of the second here. Change up high and outside, 2-2. Change up right down the middle. Four-seamer coming. And grounded oldie for the final out of the inning. 1-0. The Boomerangs still lead it. Top of the third here, folks. Jonah Conrad steps up. He walked his first time. Tally Mitchell looking locked in. That one's hit quite well, but Bugby is right there. For the first out. Repo Sawhorse back up. And I forgot to shut the curtains and stuff, so we're going to see some sun rays over top of me here in the corner. Fair ball down the line into the corner, Francis Fields, and gets there quickly, holds the runner to a single. That brings up Mickelson. Hey, Wheels, in the chat. And the strike on Mickelson. Runner on first, 1 out, top of the third. Mickelson looks at a ball high. So yeah, that was an interesting game last night. But then, wake up this morning to see the Kraken loss. So that was disappointing. And then, as that one's fouled away. Good at bat here for Mickelson. He's kind of fighting off some tough pitches. This could be 2. Oh, it is not. It is not. Farkas fumbles it at second base. Everyone is safe. That brings up Dirk Davila now. 2 on. And Davila. All right, grounds to Mattingly. Runners advance. Second and third now. 2 outs. Sally Meter up. If they can get out of this inning, that would be great. They don't. 1 run comes in. They're sending him. Mickelson slides in safely, runs quite well, and great heads-up base running. Gets to second. So, 2 runs come in on the single, advances to second on the throw coming home. Bailey Dakota's up. Boomerangs leading 3-0 now. 2-2 on Dakota. And that one's hit quite well. Is that going to get off the big wall? Yes, it does. Francis, trouble with it off the carom. 1 run comes home. And sliding in safely at second base. 4-0 now. Boomerangs over the Aeroplanes. Tolly Mitchell looking tense now out on the hill. Trying to get that final out of the inning. And that is not it. Gets under the glove of Farkas. The run comes in. 5-0. Kraken played hard, but LA capitalized on mistakes, says Wheels. Yeah, it was. I mentioned earlier, it was 0-0 in the second, I think, still when I fell asleep. In the dirt, Patrick again has trouble with it. Runner advances. 3-1 on Baker. Good hitters count. Yeah, walked him. I was disappointed when I saw the final score, 3-1, but what can you do? All right, Mitchell is out. Turnip comes in. Kind of expected that. Mitchell was really struggling out there, battling on the mound. That brings up top of the order in case an oldie. Grounds to Mattingly. That is final out. Collins Turnip does a good job. 4 runs, top of the third, though, for the Boomerangs. And here's Butters Patrick. Now I can understand why he's struggling at the plate. His mojo is rattled. You see in the corner. That's a base hit for him. Maybe that'll improve that a little bit. But that's why he's struggling so much behind the plate, even defensively. Bugby up now, 0 for 1 so far today. It was a kind of a bad sports day all around yesterday. That passed the diving Mickelson. So 2 on, nobody out. Playing a little base-to-base baseball here. Trey Mattingly steps in. Yankees lost. That was annoying. Clark Schmidt did not look, as that is a strikeout. And he goes down, strikes, and steps McIntyre. Clark Schmidt did not look solid. I actually thought that they were throwing Nasty Nestor out there, but I don't know why they didn't. I guess Nestor might be pitching today. Take a look then, but Clark Schmidt did not look settled out in the mound. And walks the bases loaded. That's not good. And because in steps Miguel Russell, the big power hitting third baseman for the Aeroplanes. And then the Phillies lost big, like 16-3 or something. They had a position player come in and pitch for them. It was that bad. 2-2. Get all these losses out of the way. Get these rough games out of the way at the beginning of the season. That's what I say. 3-2. Jacked, but foul. Again, full count. And skied. It's a small ballpark. It's warning track power meter. Everyone's tagging up. And the throw. Ooh, almost got him at third. Run comes in, though. So it's a sac fly here. Asiago Aeroplanes on the board. Runners on the corners now with 2 outs. And Sherry Droop at the plate. And 0-2 on her. Ooh, down the line, but Repo Sawhorse, the hot glove. They get a run back. Boomerangs still lead at 5-1. And Jonah Conrad steps in. Base hit up the middle here. That's how we lead off the bottom of the fourth. Or top of the fourth, I'm sorry. I think Trey Turner, though, for the Phillies was 2 for 5, I believe, in the game. So, you know, there's always a silver lining. Trey Turner is going to be a great asset to that Phillies lineup. They just got to figure out some pitching, which we talked about a little bit yesterday, but that's what has to happen. 2-2, and fouled away. Reset 2-2 again. And again fouled away. Full count. Sky high pop-up can of corn out there for McDowell. Out number 1.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 29.
We were trying to make plans. Oh, I have to do that. Just realizing I have all these calendar reminders like, hey, send stuff to people for work. I'm trying to make plans to go to a Pittsburgh Pirates game this year. 3-2. These plans just started happening last night. A little hot shot down to Russell, to Farkas, and the lazy throw to first. They can't complete the double play. They do get a lead runner. And Dirk Davila steps in now with 2 outs. And speedy runner on first base. PNC Park out in Pittsburgh, folks. I mean, it's a far drive. That is jacked down the line in the corner. Gone. Davila, 2-run ding-dong. 391-foot shot. 4th homer, 12th RBI of the tournament. 7-1. The Boomerang's kind of blown this game open. And Sally Meter steps in, 1 for 2. Pittsburgh is an odd city because it's like kind of the Midwest, but it's also in Pennsylvania, so it's kind of still like the East. It's also like kind of there, but it's always like a 6-hour drive to get there. Well, grounded to McIntyre to end the inning. 2 runs, top of the 4th for the Boomerangs. Go to the bottom half of the frame. So it's a commitment to go to Pittsburgh is what I'm saying, but yeah, so we're looking to possibly do that. I've been to PNC Park before. It is perhaps one of the most beautiful and amazing ballparks I've ever been in. That's out number 1.
Now batting, the left fielder,
And
number 89.
Donna Francis steps up. She had a base hit her last time, and here's another base hit for Donna Francis. It just, I mean, they shut down the bridge that connects, like, kind of the two halves of the city. They shut down the bridge to, you know, to allow foot traffic. For they kind of have like a little festival going on every Pirates game. It's just a great environment. Strike 2, 1 and 2 to Farkas, and now 2 and 2. It is it's just a beautiful ballpark. You got the river in the background, the bridges out number 2. Very gothic looking buildings in the background too. Yeah, Pittsburgh is a geographical oddity. It is really 6 hours from everywhere. Yes. Two and 1 on Patrick. He hits that one high and far. Does that have a chance to sneak over the big wall? No. Off that little odd section of the wall. 1 run comes in, and it's an RBI double for Butters Patrick. 7-2 now. Asiago Aeroplane still trailing, but crawling back. It's kind of like where we live. Where we live, we're 20 minutes from everything. Oh, do you want to go to that music festival? It's 20 minutes away. You want to go to that theater? It's 20 minutes away. You want to go to that really good restaurant? It's 20 minutes away. All in different towns, mind you, but all somehow 20 minutes away. That's why I like where I live. It's because I'm close yet far enough away that I don't have to deal with like the hustle and bustle. Like last night driving to the arena, 20 minutes away. But 2 and 2 on Dakota. And ooh, nice little sliding trap from McDowell. And Espinosa comes in. But Pittsburgh, the stadium itself, I mean, say what you will about the Pirates. They are in a seemingly a consistent and forever rebuilding phase. But it's just fun baseball. It's fun. The environment's fun. The city loves that team. Again, the stadium is beautiful. Now, Pittsburgh, I will say, Pittsburgh is amazing. Baltimore, Camden Yards is also equally beautiful. One of the best ballparks in the country. My parents have been to San Francisco. They've sent me pictures of that. That looks like a beautiful ballpark as well. 2 and 2 now on Baker. And got him swinging in the dirt. But, yeah, we'll see how that goes. All right, Turnup is out. Harden is in. Kind of, we've seen this Turnup Harden kind of line a couple of times for the Aeroplanes, in case an oldie steps up. Mattingly diving stop goes to first for the final out of the inning. Bottom of the 5th we go. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the home team.
Number 23.
Mattingly works the count 3-0 to start off the bottom half of the 5th and walks.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 11.
And in steps Ash McIntyre. Good speed on the base pass for the Aeroplanes. Let's see if they can string together some hits, maybe get closer, close that lead. And Raymond having a little trouble with his command at this point. Runner goes, and batter's walked. McIntyre draws the walks. 2 straight walks here. Brings up Miguel Russell, so Raymond works himself into trouble. Let's see if he can work himself out of it. There's a little hanger. Kind of got away with one right there. 2-1. Sneaks through the left side, so that'll hold all the runners. Bases juiced. Ducks on the pond, as Red Barber would say. And Sherry Droop steps in. Looking tense at the plate. But a big chance here. Bases juiced, full of aeroplanes. And down on strike she goes. 1-2-3. And Alina McDowell. Again, still looking for her first hit of the tournament. And this is not going to be it, as the infield fly rule is called. And Donna Francis is 2 for 2, so if she can get a base hit here, that's at least 1 run in. McIntyre does not run well at second base. Instead, it's a grounder to Oldie, out number 3. The bases remain loaded. Squander that opportunity, and we go to the top of the 6th. It's going to be a baseball day for me, folks. I'm so excited. This is like my favorite time of year. This and the dog days of summer. I do love a good sitting outside, listening to the ball game on the radio, working on something in the garden, or just doing nothing, and just mowing the lawn. I mean, it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Baseball is amazing. There's a 2-hour and 3-minute baseball game, though. That's a base hit up the middle. Again, McDowell, nice little sliding trap. Runner on first now, 1 out. Nicholson up 0 for 3 today. It's uncharacteristic of him. Yeah, 2 hours and 3 minutes. I forget what teams it was, but the pitch clock, which, so on the Yankees broadcast yesterday, this is me I'm gonna rant about this for a moment. That's a hard hit ball right at Francis, now number 2. The pitch count, I don't mind it. You know, obviously the pitch clock rather. I don't mind it. I've been used to it going to minor league baseball games for the past couple of years. It's kind of part of that game. A lot of pitchers are used to it. Makes those games quick, makes those games enjoyable too, and lots of action. As Davila looks at a ball, and Harden's in the red now. We're going to see him pulled, or at least a new pitcher at the next half inning. 8-9-1 due up before the aeroplanes. Bottom of the 6th we go. But the so the pitch clock, the Fox broadcast, is kind of popped up halfway through, like, or right around the 6-second mark. Kind of popped up in the corner. It was kind of interesting, you could tell. I think guys were kind of rushing themselves. It's kind of the way I got, the sense that I got from Clark Schmidt was that he was rushing himself when he had a little bit more time. As long as you start your motion, as it's 2-2 now, Butters Patrick. That's a foul ball. As long as you start your motion, that clock is, that clock can, you know, will run out, and then you're not going to get a pitch clock violation. All right, Raymond's chased from the game. Lugo steps in now. Only seen him sporadically. And he gets to Bugby to ground out to Dakota. 1 pitch, final out, 7th inning we go. But it was interesting because I felt like these guys have a little bit more time than they're giving themselves. As, yeah, here we go. Harden's out, Midtown is in. And it was just interesting. But it definitely moves the game along. It makes the game a little different and possibly even a little more strategic. Batter can call time once per at-bat. It is interesting. You know, the stolen base rule, there were 5 stolen bags. I keep seeing this pop up on baseball Twitter. As Dakota hits one into the gap. It's a gapper. All the way to the wall. Stand-up double for her. And 1 out, double, runner on second, Espinoza. He's 1 for 3 today. On opening day, there were... opening day 2022, there were 5 stolen bases. Opening day 2023, with the bigger bases, these new rules, the pickoff rules especially, 21 stolen bases. So if speed returns to the game, the pitch clock, the batter allowed to at least once during the at-bat kind of control the at-bat and ask for timeout, especially during pivotal moments. There's a lot of gamesmanship that's going to go into this, and it's going to make the game quicker. It's going to make the game a lot more action base to base, and I think so far games have been incredibly enjoyable. All right, Midtown is out. He faced his minimum, I think, 3 hitters as Duarte steps in. And 2 on, 2 out. And there's a strike from Duarte. Oldie up to the dish. 2-2. And he is down on strikes, but could just save the lumber. Your team's winning 7-2 as we go to the bottom half of the frame. So it's very interesting, but the it has been enjoyable. But the 2-hour 3-minute game, that's a little wild. That's a lot of quick pitching. I will say this though, early in the season this always happens. There's a lot of guys are still working on their stuff. There's guys that are, you've only seen a couple times in spring, maybe new guys that are coming up. So there's always a lot of like big pitching displays, and it's always kind of the a pitcher showcase early on in the season, it seems. So that's something that we keep an eye on. That one's jacked and off the wall. Meter plays it well off the carom. And they almost get him out. Wow. Almost threw out McIntyre from center field. As Miguel Russell steps in. Here's a ball. 2-1 on Russell. And there's a strike. 2-2 now. Grounder to Sawhorse. Steps in the bag. Out number 2. Runner advances to third. That brings up Sherry Droop. I will say, too, one thing I keep thinking about, as my wife and I talk about this a lot. Ooh, Sawhorse, nice diving stop at first base. Out number 3, saves a run. Top of the 8th we go. Last night, the food at the hockey game was subpar, I'll say. Based on some minor league games I've been to, this minor league hockey game, so... food was subpar. It was a suite too, so we were in a suite because we're still not entirely sure why we were in the suite. Let's just put it that way. We were told that we were in a suite because it was a benefit for somebody, but we're not entirely sure how renting a suite benefited anybody other than the people who were in the suite, so we're not entirely sure. Well, hot shot to Farkas, out number 1. And steps Nicholson, 0 for 4 for him. So, anyway, but the food that we had in the suite was not plentiful, I'll say, for the amount of people that we had. And that's a pop out to Bugby. They ran out of food. The food itself, there's just like one carafe that was just completely empty. Davila steps in. He homered his last time up, I believe. It just like none of it really made sense. Popped up to Francis, right in front of the big wall. Out number 3. Where we sat too. So we're in the suite down below. Actually, we're on like right down by the ice. We're two rows up from the ice, which was kind of nice. But where the seats were, they didn't have enough seats for the amount of people that were in the in the group, and all they did was like, they're like, oh, just go sit in those seats, but there was like no seats available. Like none of it made sense. We had tickets, but people were in our seats, like because they were from the group, and they were just like, oh, we can sit wherever. None of it made sense. It was all very confusing. Yeah, it was just all confusing. Francis hits a hot shot over Espinosa's head. Slides in safely with a double. A 1-out double, and that brings up Grover Farkas, who's 0 for 3. So that was kind of annoying. The food part was annoying. The seating arrangement was annoying. Also, as this one skied out to center field. Meters there, out number 2. The other annoying thing was that we had to walk and cut in front of people in, like, to get, I can't really explain it well, to get to the aisle, to get out of the arena. I had to, like, there wasn't another aisle or something like that. You had to, like, cut in front of people. It was just really strange. It's just, like, oddly set up. I feel like they could have done a better job of, you know, setting this up. I don't think it was worth it. I've been to suites. I've been to ball games, minor league, where, well, back to Lugo, out number 3. Been doing minor league games. You know, you could rent a suite for your company or whatever. I've done that with work and everything. And I always feel like those games, they do such a better job of replenishing the food, of making sure people are well taken care of. For some reason, Hollister's coming in. I don't think they've exhausted all the arms in their bullpen, so I don't know why Hollister's coming in. But he is here at the top of the 9th for the Aeroplanes. Out number 1. Look at Bailey Dakota, 3 for 4, 2 doubles. Have yourself a day. To Russell in the hot corner, out number 2. Espinosa, 1 for 4 today. So that was interesting. It was just weird. But I did realize something, and my wife and I talked about this in the drive home. The one thing that kind of struck me as Espinosa swings through that one, 1 and 2, and now 2 and 2. And that's a grounder to Farkas that will end the inning. The thing that struck me is that, so it's in an arena where obviously they have events, but they also have hockey games, but they also have concerts, they also have shows, they also have monster truck shows, like, so it was weird because I realized that it didn't feel like the home team's arena. It felt like I was just in a building and there just so happened to be a hockey game. And it made me realize that that is the disadvantage for sports like hockey or like basketball, where you play your games in an arena that also serve as something else. You know, you'll go see a show there, go see a concert there. So in a weird way, and maybe it's because it's a newer franchise or something, or I don't know, but in a weird way, it just didn't feel like their home turf. It didn't feel like the energy in the place didn't, the building itself just didn't feel like it was home. Whereas baseball, I'll say, as we have 2 outs, by the way. Whereas baseball and football, I think they have the advantage. You know, their stadiums were primarily used for that use. They might have some shows or whatever, but it's primarily used for baseball games, primarily used for football games. So it has that kind of energy, that feel about it. You know that that's like their home place. I don't know. It's just odd. It made me think, like, wow, I'm just, like, even like the decorations that were around is like, hey, we're celebrating this hockey team, but it felt like all fake in a way. It was really strange. Really, really strange. 3-1 on Russell, walked him, so 2 on now. 2 outs. Sherry Drupa looking tense at the plate, 0 for 4. It was weird, but I mean, nonetheless, it was interesting to see a hockey game. Traffic was also terrible, say that. Interesting to see a hockey in person. A lot faster in person than it is on TV. 2 and 2. this should do it right at Espinosa out number 3, and the Boomerangs take the first 2 games of this series, folks. 7-11-0 to 2-8-1, and all the scoring really happened before the 5th inning, so goose eggs otherwise. Big hits, of course, from Davila on the Boomerang side, but they had and Davila, Meter. 3-for-4 game for Francis, though, so that's kind of good to see. Raymond gets the win, Mitchell gets the loss. And here are our top 3: Dakota, McIntyre, Davila. McIntyre 1-for-1 with a double. It's funny that he made the second second place of the top 3 there. Just 1-for-1 with a double. All right, that is how game number 2 ends up. We're gonna go to the Swagger Center now, home of the Bree Boomerangs. They get home field advantage. Game number 3 of this 7-game set. Let's see if they can continue sweeping the series. See if the Aeroplanes can kind of get something together. They've been outscored, I think. What was that? 7, so that's 19 to 5 or 6. They've been outscored, so that's pretty rough. Colton Sakaw on the mound for the home team Boomerangs. 3.27 ERA entering the game, and Mattingly kind of waved at that. Fouls that one off. 1-2 on him. And a grounder to Dakota for the first out of the ball game. Of course, Swagger Center has that short porch, big wall in right field. Something to keep an eye on. Donna Francis batting in the 2-hole this game. Sakaw four-seamer, curveball, slider, changeup, forkball as well. And 2-2 on Francis. And now 3-2. Down on strike she goes. And that brings up Ash McIntyre. Two 2-0 on him. And now 3-0. And, ooh, that looked like a good pitch, but maybe a little tight. Walked him. Miguel Russell steps in. You see, this ballpark gets pretty big as soon as you hit like the right center gap. Kind of juts out. Got a big wall out there. And down on strikes he goes. As the home team Boomerangs come to bat, we'll see Steve Dickerson on the mound for the Aeroplanes. And if I do recall, yeah, Dickerson has a pretty elevated ERA. As it's hot shot down to Russell. Yeah, out number 1 to start off the bottom half of the frame. 5.35 or something it was, ERA for him, or 8.5 to start the game. Hard hit, but right at Frown, out number 2. And the Boomerangs hitters are just trying to jump on these first pitch fastballs. Right to McIntyre, who's playing second base. And out number 3. Quick first inning.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 21.
It looks like a beautiful but brisk day outside today. Little dribbler 2 meter out number 1.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 28.
Kobe Frown up to the dish. Sakaw, the lefty on lefty matchup here. 2-1 is the count. And there's the ball inside. Full count. And walked him. So Sakaw walks
Now batting, the designated hitter.
Frown, and that brings up Sherry Droop with good speed on the base pass, 1 out. in the top of the second. There's a strike, 1-2. Sakaw's working back. And 2-2. And now Droop has worked the count full. And goes down to strikes.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 10.
Kenna Howell steps up. First baseman today for the Asiago Ball Club. Hits that one down the line, but foul. They try to pick off the runner. You know who had the best pickoff move to as a lefty? That Andy Pettit, the Yankees, and they're going to test the arm and easily stolen back. Andy Pettit for the Yankees had one of the best pickoff moves ever. Honestly, half the time I think he was balking, but we're going to ignore that. I'm going to look up how many pickoffs he had in his career, as that one has popped up to Mickelson at short, out number 3. Of course, Andy Pettit was the pitching coach for Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. All right, how many pickoffs did he have? Base hit up the middle. Starts this half inning.
Now batting, the catcher, number 6.
I don't want to see advanced pitching metrics. I just want to see his pickoffs. Where to find this in Baseball Reference? Fouled away.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 9.
Here we go. You know what? It's actually a lot less than I thought. We got one out, though, folks. Runner on first. Bottom of the second. Home team up. I believe it's Sally Meter, correct? Yes. 2-1. On Meter. Runner goes. Testing the arm of Patrick. Slides in safely. So they might just... yeah, they might just walk Meter here. Set up the double play. Especially with that, again, that short porch in right field. Brings up Dakota, who's 250. Not the greatest hitter, but still, nonetheless. Great speed on the base pass for the Boomerangs. Andy Pettit, in his career, had 98 pickoffs, which is ridiculous. But actually, I thought it'd be a lot more. Skied high to Francis in left field, out number 2. He had 12 pickoffs in 1995, 10 in 96, 14 in 97, and then it dropped precipitously, so that's interesting. I wonder if they kind of caught on to him. And a little drop third strike. They throw down to first and get the out. They must have caught on to him. They must have started calling balks on him or something. Because in 1998, he only had 6 pickoffs. But, so that is fascinating. Fair ball down the line into the corner. Conrad fires it in. And it's a double for, I believe, Butters Patrick, right? I think that's who it was. And that brings the top of the order up with Trey Mattingly. Dakota, what are you doing? Oh my God. The worst base running I think we've seen in the whole entire tournament. Patrick goes, stranded halfway down the line, in between second and third. They tag him out. They throw to first, get the double play. Nobody's on base now. Donna Francis Little dribbler to Sakaw. Out number 3. Absolutely wasted opportunity for the Asiago Aeroplanes. Base running blunder. Espinosa steps in. 9, 1, and 2 to up this bottom half of the inning for the ball club from Bree. 1 and 2. I guess the ball club of Bree, not from Bree. I don't think Bree is a place. To McIntyre, out number 1. Could be a place, though. Could be a place where the Brie cheese was invented. And I'm going to have to look that up. Ooh, almost hit his toes. And Oldie with a base hit into left field. Okay, it is not from the town of Bree. There is no town of Bree as far as I can tell. Pop up to Patrick, out number 2. That brings up Sawhorse, who's 0 for 1. The runner on first, bottom of the 3rd. Nothing the score. Wow, I don't even know if I can pronounce the name of the region or town where it was founded. Base hit up the middle. Keep the inning alive. And that will bring up Freddie Mickelson, who's 1 for 1. It's Sine et Marne, I believe that's the region or town where Brie cheese originated. It's a soft cow's milk cheese. Wait, what is... No, Brie is a historic region of France. Look at that. This is a learning broadcast. We all learned something today. Brie is an historic region of France. Batter is walked. So, bases juiced now. Dirk Davila up 0 for 1, but you see his stat line there. 356, 4 homers, 12 RBIs. Swings a pretty hot stick. And he's a lefty in this ballpark. That doesn't matter. He hits it into the left field gap. 1 run comes home. 2 runs come home. 3 runs come home. It is a bases clearing double for Davila. And the Boomerangs lead it 3-0. Kind of inside-outed that hit. Went the other way. Good piece of hitting. 2 and 2 to Meter. Down on strikes she goes, but the Boomerangs do strike first. 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd. We go to the top of the 4th. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Asiago Ball Club. Grounder to Mickelson. That'll be the first out of the inning.
Now batting, the 3rd baseman, number 53.
Again, if you're just joining us, folks, thank you so much for hanging out here on a Sunday morning. That's a base hit up the middle of the Benbuck. This is the Cheese League Baseball Tournament. If you're watching here live on Twitch, if you're watching on Twitch after this broadcast is over, or on our YouTube page, thank you so much. It's our tournament. We started with, 8 teams? We whittled it down to these 2 fine ball clubs in simulated computer v computer, CPU versus CPU, simulated baseball action, powered by Super Mega Baseball 3. Still no word on Super Mega Baseball 4 as Bugby hits that one, and that is caught by Espinosa. I actually thought that was going to get away from him, kind of bounce off the wall, but he was able to track it down.
28.
There is speculation out there on the interwebs about a great many things, but about Super Mega Baseball 4 possibly dropping soon. 1 and 2 is the count on Kobe Frown. And now 2 and 2. And Sakaw Gets him. Down and away. Out number 3. They strand a runner. To the bottom of the 4th we go. So I don't know. There's speculation that Super Mega Baseball 4 will be dropping soon. There's been rumors that it's going through the approval processes through the Asian markets, through Thailand and Japan and stuff for Switch. So I don't know. We shall see. If they do drop it soon, you will be sure that you'll see it here first. Dickerson, this will be a 65th pitch here in the bottom of the 4th. Seems like he's kind of all over the place. He's not a big accuracy guy. That's out number 2. Espinosa steps in. Not a big accuracy guy, despite the fact he throws a lot of junk. He has that slider, changeup, then also the screwball. Kind of has that lateral movement. 1-1 on Espinosa, and that's a ball in the dirt. 2-1. Base hit. So Kason Oldie now steps in. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Pretty decent speed on the bases here for the Boomerangs. They're looking to add more to their 3-run lead. Bottom of the 4th, of course. Jacked high and far, and that's a no-doubter. Is that going to get out of the ballpark? Oh, almost leaves the yard. Probably by about a good 2 feet. A 464-foot shot, Oldie's 2nd homer, 9th RBI of the tournament. A 2-run homer extends the lead to 5-0. That might chase. Now, Dickerson is now looking tense. I say it might chase him from the game, but I guess they're going to stick with him. 5-0 Boomerangs. If you've watched any of our earlier broadcasts, you know, I picked the Boomerangs to face off in the final here, just because they're a big power hitting team. Didn't pick them to face off against the Aeroplanes. I thought the Provolone Prospectors would make it, because they are equally a power hitting ball club, but their power did not show up at all. Unlike the Boomerangs, who are putting it on display here for us, as that one is jacked but foul. 1-2. And again, the 1-2 pitch. Ball in the dirt. And Sawhorse lays off on it. Full count. And swings. Patrick throws down to first for the final out of the inning. 2 runs on the 2-run homer. Top of the 5th we go, folks.
Number 26.
2-0 on Sherry Droop to start the top of the 5th. Just interesting. Interesting, this Boomerangs ball club. Big power hitters. McKenna Howell kind of goes through her somehow. 1-1. And Howell, it's a base hit into center field. That'll get the runner to third. Good job by Ben Buck by going into first, splitting those runners, keeps them on the corners. And Butters Patrick steps in now. And he hits a base hit through the right side. The run comes home. It's an RBI single. And the Asiago Aeroplanes are on the board. 2 on, nobody out for Trey Mattingly. You've seen him jack a few. He's 12 RBIs as well. Ooh. Oh, Espinosa can't follow through with that. Off his glove. Everybody is safe. So, bases juiced. Donna Francis up. Top of the 5th, nobody out. And a big opportunity here for the Aeroplanes. Little hanging curveball. Francis gets under it, pops it up to Buck. They thought about sending the runner, but they're not going to. Bases remain loaded as Ash McIntyre steps in. Is it over today? 1-1. Ooh. Guess a little high, but I thought that was a good pitch. 3-1 on McIntyre and walks the run in. You never want to do that. 5-2 now. And that brings up Miguel Russell with the bases loaded. Dangerous, dangerous hitter, Miguel Russell. Leading the tournament in home runs and RBIs. And they get him to swing through it. Strike 3, and run comes home because it gets away from Davila behind the plate. So Sakaw is out. Richards is in. 2 outs on that little odd play as Jared Bugby steps in. Still runners on second and third. And ball in the dirt. Good block. Good block behind the plate. Down on strikes. Bugby goes. He can't believe it. I can't believe it. All of Twitch can't believe it. But he goes down on strikes. Part of the order due up. Airplane's got 3 runs, though, top of the 5th. So, makes this game a lot closer. And Dickerson. There it is. Kind of really wild right here. Walks him. That's not what you want to do. When your team gives you 3 runs back, you don't want to come in and then walk the first guy that you see. As Dirk Davila steps in. Runner goes, and there was no chance. Ball low, 1-2. Full count, and got Davila swinging on the Uncle Charlie. Sally Meter steps in 0 for 1 with a walk today. So we found out where brie cheese originates. Let's look up Asiago. Asiago cheese. I'm a huge fan of an Asiago bagel. It's also a cow's milk cheese. Look at that. Asiago, Italy. Well, how about that? Again, this is a learning broadcast. I'm just here to teach you all about the different types of cheeses of the world. 2-2 now on Dakota. Dickerson, 103rd pitch right there. This is his last batter for sure. And a little skipper dipper out there to McIntyre ends the inning. So Dickerson's going to get pulled. It's good that he pitched as many innings as he did because Asiago has used their bullpen a lot. I mean, I guess both teams have, but for some, I feel like the Asiago bullpen is just always out there. Starters been getting knocked around, that's why. Frown grounds to no man's land and safe. An infield hit from Kobe Frown brings up Sherry Droop. And I would look for a steal here at some point during this at-bat. I'm waiting for it. 2-2 on Droop. Hit high and far into right center field off the big wall. Skips away from Espinoza. Runners coming home. It's an RBI double.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 10.
And 5-4 now. Asiago is crawling back, and that's, oh, nice catch there. And look at that. What a double play. Case and Oldie probably saved a run. Case and Oldie with a nice diving catch. 2 outs. And Butters Patrick up. And Conrad dives, or slides rather, and traps it and complete the catch. Brings up
number
Trey Mattingly
23.
in the top of the order. Oh man, last night at the hockey game too, is that one's a squibber down the line, just hugs the line. So 2 on, 2 out in the top of the 6th, and that brings up Donna Francis. Last night the people in the crowd were just like screaming like, shoot the puck, shoot the puck. Oh my god, it just, people are insane. That's out number 3. My father-in-law, as this is a weird story. Asiago gets a run in the top of the 6th. It's 5-4. Boomerang's still leading, and yep, Dickerson's out. Midtown comes in. It's 8-9-1 due up for the Boomerangs. My father-in-law was telling me a story about how back in the day, I guess he got tickets. He used to work in the area there in the city, and I guess there was like underground wrestling back in the day, and he got tickets to go see an event at the fairgrounds with his work. He worked at like an auto mechanic shop, and he got tickets to go to the go see this wrestling event. Again, it's amateur wrestling. As that one, Patrick has been rough behind the plate to watch. It's like watching Gary Sanchez. That one's fouled away. And I guess at some point during the amateur wrestling match, back in the early 90s, said this was. Some point, somebody yelled, "Hit him with a brick," in the crowd at the amateur wrestlers. So as we're watching, which there was a fight in the first, in like the first minute of the game, there was actually a fist fight on the ice, which was kind of fun to watch. It's a base hit up the middle, sending the runner, and he will get there. Good heads-up base running. It's an RBI single. 6-4 now, Boomerangs. So as we're sitting out in the ice then, and anytime there's like any little pushing or any little shoving or anything, the people are yelling, "Shoot the puck, shoot the puck." My mother-in-law decides to yell, "Hit him with a brick." Just yelling, "Hit him with a brick," constantly. Oh my god, it was a sight to see, folks. My father-in-law got a kick out of it. He thought it was the funniest thing that ever happened ever in the history of the world. Hit him with a brick. Repo Sawhorse comes in 1 for 3, single for him on the day with 2 outs, runner on second, bottom of the 6th. The Boomerangs get another run in. They're leading 6-4. Fouled away. 2-1 on Sawhorse. Ripped, but fouled down the right field line. And hit well. Is that going to get off the big wall? No. Frown is there. Tracks it down. Out number 3. 6-4, though. They get a run, like I said. Top of the 7th we go. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Asiago Ball Club. See if they can make something happen here. Madeline Richards doesn't look like she's throwing terribly hard, but she got that submarine action. I know he used to have a submarine arm, submarine type of delivery. I'm going to look him up. Mike Myers. Great pitcher. I believe he pitched for the... All right. I'm going to say Mike Myers pitched for the Angels. He pitched for the A's. He pitched for the... That one is hit to Mickelson in the hole. Number 2. All right, we're going with Mike Myers pitched for the Angels. He pitched for the A's. He pitched for the Cardinals. I want to say he pitched for the Diamondbacks, too. Let's see where Mike Myers... How many teams he pitched for? That one's off the big wall. Espinoza is there. 1995 to 2007. All right, let's see. He was quite the journeyman. Oh my god, I don't think he pitched for any of those teams that I mentioned. All right, so this He didn't pitch for any of these teams. How is that possible? Is this the right guy? Oldie fires out number 3, bottom of the 7th we go. So Mike Myers pitched for the Toronto Blue Jays, the Florida Marlins, the Detroit Tigers, the Milwaukee Braves, and Midtown's out. Harden is in for the Asiago team. Colorado Rockies, Arizona Diamondbacks. All right, so I did get that one. Maybe that's where I remember him pitching. Again for the Blue Jays. Seattle, Boston. Okay, maybe that's where I'm thinking. He pitched for Boston in the mid-aughts, the 2004, 5, 6. 4 and 5, actually. In 2006, he actually pitched for the Yankees. How about that? Toronto, and then back again with the Yankees in 7. And then ended his career in 2007, actually, with the White Sox. So I can't believe he didn't pitch for... I thought for sure he pitched for the Angels. Who am I thinking of? Gets away from Patrick again behind the plate. I'm thinking of a submarine pitcher who pitched for the Angels. That's going to bother the hell out of me, guys.
Now back, the first baseman, number 19.
Darren O'Day? No, that can't be right. You know, maybe I'm getting him and Byung Kim mixed up. Let's see, Byung Kim. As I'm on this dumb page of Baseball Reference.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 18.
I don't know. Maybe I'm getting him and Byung Kim mixed up. I don't think so. I'm going to have to figure that out. I'm going to do a deep dive and do some research on that. As I was doing that, the Boomerangs have the bases loaded now. And Ben Buckup over 2 with a walk. In the bottom of the 7th, there's only 1 out. Byung Kim, I remember, threw a ball from home, from the pitcher's mound over the Yankees center field wall. Never forget that. Russell to McIntyre. Ooh, and safe at first. The run comes home. 7-4. Boomerangs lead. Collins' turn-up comes in. We just saw her last game. 2 outs, runners on the corners, bottom of the 7th. It's going to bother me. Maybe it was Darren O'Day. I don't know. 1 and 2. I would have bet money that Mike Myers pitched for the California Angels back in the day. Maybe that's what the distinction is. Maybe he was older than Mike Myers.
Designated hitter, number 26.
Perhaps the guy was older than Mike Myers. Nonetheless, he pitched almost underhand, like his knuckles grazed the dirt. It's a great way to ruin your arm, kids. 2 and 2, Sherry Droop up. Top of the 8th, 7-4, Boomerangs still lead over the Aeroplanes and out number 1. Canal steps in.
Number 10.
There is a strike. 2-1. Grounder to Dakota, third base, out number 2. Butters Patrick having a good game at the plate. 3 for 3, doubles, singles. Having a very good game at the plate. Behind the dish, not so much. He's been rough back there. 2 and 2 on Patrick. Ooh, inside, just running inside a little bit. And that's a base hit. 4 for 4 day for Butters Patrick. So have yourself a game.
Now batting, the shortstop.
And Trey Mattingly steps in. 2 for 4, 2 singles for him. So 2 outs. Let's see if the Aeroplanes can make something happen here. And right through the wickets, up the middle. 2 on, 2 outs. Donna Francis in 0 for 4. Again, she's really struggled this whole entire tournament. Hasn't really been able to get it together. She's a B-rated player, too, in Super Mega Baseball 3. Popped up. Charging in. Ben Buck gets it. Out number 3. Threat over. And bottom of the 8th we go. Kason Oldie steps up. Jacks that one high and far and somewhere towards South America. Oh my God, off like the sailboat kind of looking thing out there. 451-foot jack, 3rd homer, 11th RBI of the tournament. Solo shot extends the lead to 8 to 4. Damn. He just kind of turned on that, didn't he? 2-0 on Jonah Conrad. And now 3-0 Turnup. Trying to work back. Despite how Turnup looks right now, she has 20 strikeouts in this tournament, so that's pretty darn good. And she's pulled, as I say that. Duarte comes in. On fire, looking a little more steady of a pitcher out there. So let's see what he can do. As Repo Sawhorse swings and golfs at that one. And that's a foul ball. 1-2. In the dirt. 2-2. Waves at it. Out. Or strike number 3. And out number, what was that? Out number 2 or 1? Out number 1. Holy cow. Mickelson steps in. And that's in the gap. Mickelson going for 2. Runners coming all the way home. Mickelson going for 3. And it's an RBI triple. 9 to 4. Boomerangs lead the game. Extend their lead. Dirk DeVilla steps in. It's Boomerang Ball Club. They just keep doing it. 3-1 on Davila. And there's a strike. Duarte works back. And try to get him to chase down. No bites. Sally Meter steps in over 3 with a walk for her today. Fouled away. And again fouled away. Bottom of the 8th, folks. 9 to 4. Bree Boomerangs leading over the Asiago Aeroplanes in this championship series. 1-2 on Meter. Down the line, but just cuts foul. 2-2 on Sally Meter. Down on strike she goes.
Third baseman, number 18.
So 2 outs, runners on the corners. Duarte looking rough out there, in the red now. That's Bailey Dakota. It's a base hit up the middle, and that will score another run. Duarte's going to get pulled here. So he'll get pulled. I don't know who they're going to go with. Who else do they have in their bullpen? Might go with Hollister, yeah. Yep, they're going with Shark Hollister. So Hollister, kind of a long man, comes in. McIntyre bare hands and fires for the final out. 3 outs to go. Boomerangs will capture their 3rd win in this series. Browline out on the bump for the Boomerangs. And that one sneaks through the right side. Start off top of the 9th.
Now batting, the third baseman.
Said it once, I'll say it again. Thanks so much for joining us, folks. If you're watching live right now, if you're watching this broadcast on Twitch at a later date or on our YouTube channel, thanks so much for watching. This could be 2, 1, and there's 2 of the 6-4-3 double play, and 1 out away now from finishing this 3rd game of the 7-game set. Jared Bugby. And there's a strike, 1-1. And down to their final strike. 1-2 on Bugby. Almost got him chasing, 2-2. Fouled away. And again, foul. Bugby really trying to keep this game alive. Full count. Base hit up the middle, and he does. That brings up Kobe Frown. And Concentrado, the closer for the Bree Ball Club, is coming in right now to face off against Frown, who hasn't been as effective at the plate today. I have to work today, folks, and I don't want to do that. I have a lot of writing to do, and I kind of want to put it off as much as possible and play video games and take my dog for a walk, and that's pretty much all I want to do. Grounder, Mickelson, out number 3. The Boomerangs take game number 3, and boy, oh boy, they lead this series 3-0. 4-14-0, 10-11-0. Lots and lots of hits in this game. But the Aeroplanes just couldn't really string together too much. As we see the hit totals, Dickerson gets the loss. Sackhawk gets the no decision. Richards gets the win. Oldie, Mickelson, and Butters Patrick had a great day at the plate. 4 for 4. So those are your top 3. And we are just going to continue on because the Bree Boomerangs are 1 win away from taking the Cheese League Championship and walking home with that coveted Cheese Cup. So let's see what happens. Back to the Swagger Center we go. See if the Boomerangs can do it. Pretty similar starting lineups for these teams. Botch Zavala on the mound, facing off against Trey Mattingly here. Zavala, ooh, a little darkness here. Look at the shadows creeping in. Zavala, 4-seamer, cutter, slider, curveball from the righty. 4.09 ERA. A little chin music there too. 2-2 on Mattingly to start this game. Big looping curveball from Zavala. And again, walks him. Ash McIntyre steps in. Tree 19 for him, 4 homers, 8 RBIs on McIntyre, and they check on the runner. Boy, these shadows are a little interesting. I would hate to be an outfielder, right field, first baseman during this game, because once a ball gets in the shadow, out of the shadow, man, it gets so hard to see. Down past the diving third baseman. So the Boomerangs, or the Aeroplanes, I apologize, have 2 on. Nobody out to lead off this game. Kobe Frown steps in. Popped up. Infield fly is called. Dakota puts it away for the first out. And it brings up Miguel Russell. I hate that pickoff move to second base. I hate that. Hate that. Just so many things can go wrong. 3-1, or 3-0, I apologize, on Russell. There's a strike. Fouled away. Full count, 2 on. This could be a double play to Dakota, to Oldie, to Sawhorse. A 5-4-3 inning-ending double play. They strand a pair of runners. Goose egg. We have Oldie, Sawhorse, and a player yet to be named in the 3-hole. facing off against Hollister. So this is interesting. We've seen Hollister the past couple of games filling in that long man spot. So let's see how long he lasts. As that is to McIntyre for the first out. Here's Sawhorse.
Number 17.
Oh, and 2 on Repo Sawhorse. Down on strikes he goes. And that brings up Freddie Mickelson in the 3-hole. Why not? I'd like to see Mickelson jack a homer over the big wall right now, actually. We haven't seen any homers over the big wall in this series, now I think about it. Waving at that one, a little change-up action. Down on strikes he goes. And top of the second we go. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Asiago Aeroplanes.
The right fielder, number 21.
Jared Bugby facing off against Zavala. That one is foul. 0-2. Boy, what a floater, like a 12-6 kind of floating curve.
Number 89.
Nasty.
Ball, that's inside. Foul ball. Ball, outside.
That's a base hit up the middle. I just received a tweet notification about Clark Schmidt's. I mentioned Yankees. Clark Schmidt had a rough start yesterday. And the runner goes. Francis is thrown out. And Sherry Droop, now 2 outs. Some of these base running blunders from the Aeroplanes are really costing them these games, I think. That one's foul. 1 and 2 on Droop. Very, very high pop up. Higher than it was far, I think. Out number 3. I mentioned Clark Schmidt had a rough outing for the Yankees, and that's pretty much just confirming that. He had a rough start. Oh, what the heck? Okay. I don't know what's going on with the Yankees. That one's a foul down the line. Dirk Davila in. And right through the wickets. Up the middle. A base hit for Davila. Starts off the bottom of the second for the Boomerangs. Jonah, the whale, steps in. Shark Hollister has a really good ERA, though. I'm looking at it. A 1 dot something ERA. 1 and 1 on Conrad, and a little hit and run action, maybe. I don't know what the Yankees are doing, because Zach Brito's pitching today. I thought it was going to be Nestor Cortez. That kind of annoys me. They get 1 out. They get the lead runner. They can't turn 2. So it does keep the double play in effect. With 1 out runner on first. Bailey Dakota at the dish. So Zach Brito's starting today. Nasty Nestor Cortez will face off tomorrow. Mattingly to McIntyre and to McKenna Howell. And she's going to lead off the inning. That's the 6-4-3 double play for keeping score at home. Nasty Nestor will be facing off against Walker tomorrow. Projected starters. The Phillies and the Yankees facing off tomorrow. So that should be a fun little series. Fun little rivalry in my household. And amongst many of my friends, as I'm the only Yankee fan. 1 and 2, and that's a foul ball from Howell. Hanging curve, she gets under it and pops it up. Dakota's there, out number 1. Butters Patrick steps in. Great game, 4 for 4 last game. So a strike there, 92 on the gun. Zaval's not the biggest velocity guy, but he throws a bunch of junk in that sneaky cutter. Cutter, which of course, I think it would go away from I'm guessing, as that's out number 3, I'm guessing the cutter would cut away from righties and into lefties. And obviously, Mariano Rivera, greatest closer probably of all time next to Troy Hoffman. I suppose you could have to throw him in there, but Mariano Rivera is just lights out and threw pretty much just nothing but cutters. And that cut fastball, and he broke so many bats over the years because he just run in on guys. Down on strikes, 1, 2, 3. Hollister looking pretty locked in out there on the mound as Sally Meter steps in. One and one on her, and there's a strike. 1 and 2 now.
No, that's inside.
And now the 2-2 pitch, 2 meter,
No, that's high.
and now the 3-2 pitch.
Foul ball.
Popped up. Is that going to get no man's land, or is that? Yeah, McIntyre gets that.
Now back, the right fielder, number 33.
No.
All right. 2 outs, nobody on base. Of course, Espinosa up to the dish. Down on strikes he goes. 1, 2, 3. Hollister's looking pretty locked in. A little bit of a pitcher's duel brewing here. McIntyre, Frown, and Russell due up for the Asiago Aeroplanes.
That's inside. No, that's high.
Grounder to Oldie out, number 1.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 28.
Deep drive. That's low.
Apparently everybody that I knew in the whole or have ever known in the whole entire world was at that hockey game that I talked about earlier too, last night.
High.
A bunch of my old coworkers were there.
Inside.
A bunch of my current coworkers were there. Everybody was sharing online, hey, I'm at the hockey game. It's like, oh, okay. Didn't see anybody.
Low.
I guess it's just as well. Whatever. What do I care? Miguel Russell swings. A swinging bunt back to the pitcher. Out number 3. Gets those Bree hitters back up. Their bats have been quiet. Top of the order due up, though, for them. Against this guy, Shark Hollister, out there working away with his junk balls. And then he sneaks in that 4-seamer every now and then. 1 and 2 on Oldie. Just like right there. Gets guys all off balance. 4-seamer slider, change-up curveball for him. If I failed to mention. And 1 and 2 again on Oldie. Good at bat. And that little Uncle Charlie gets him.
Now batting, the first baseman, number
It's like he's missing with location, but he can still get them out somehow. And Repo Sawhorse now steps in.
No, inside.
1 and 2. For some reason, I just had the hankering to watch the movie Young Guns.
That's
I
low.
don't know, something I was just thinking about just made me like think, I could watch the movie Young Guns right now.
now
Remember that movie? It's a good movie. Emilio Estevez. Is Charlie Sheen in that too? I think so.
That's down. No.
Well, I'm glad it was only that long, Wheels. Down on strikes. Hollister's just mowing down these hitters. Trying to keep things alive for the Asiago Aeroplanes. Goose eggs all around. Top of the 5th we go.
right fielder, number 21.
Do you remember the movie Young Guns? Because I'm going to look it up right now. I'm going to see who's in that movie. That's a gapper. Into the left center gap. 2-bagger for sure. Lead off hit here. That was Jared Bugby, I believe.
Now batting,
That brings up
the
Donna
right
Francis, who's
fielder,
1 for 1 with a
number
single.
89.
2 Sawhorse, out number 1, runner advances
Now batting, the designated hitter,
to
number 20.
third. So runner on third, top of the 5th, 1 out. Sherry Droop up to the dish. All right, let's.
That's outside.
Why does Young Guns not have an IMDb page? Oh, there it is. Damn, that movie was in 1988. Also, wasn't this a really big deal because there's a guy who said that he was Billy the Kid? Wasn't it kind of like based on that? Yeah, she goes down on strikes.
Now batting, the first
I
baseman,
remember back in the day, there's some guy on who said he was Billy the Kid. He did all these interviews with like 2020 and stuff. All right, who's in this? Lou Diamond Phillips. Of course, Lou Diamond Phillips. He's a great actor. Shout out to Lou Diamond Phillips. He's a fantastic actor. Sawhorse flips out number 3. That runner never got home, so wasted opportunity for the aeroplanes. Bottom of the 5th we go. Emilio Estevez, Kiefer Sutherland. How can I forget? Lou Diamond Phillips. Charlie Sheen was in it too. See who else is in this. Jack Palance. Terry O'Quinn. Tom Calloway. Lou Diamond Phillips was in the show Longmire, I believe. Ooh, a base hit down the line. I feel like IMDb has made things harder to find. Lou Diamond Phillips is in the show Longmire, which if you've never seen the show Longmire, it is a fantastic like cop show out west, Wild West cop show kind of thing. It's a fantastic show. It's probably made for baby boomers, but for me, I like it. Yeah, there was a controversy about the Billy the Kid guy. The country singer Randy Travis, what? Randy Travis was in that movie? Base hit. Runner going to 30, he's thrown out. Cross Baker steps in. All right, Hollister's pulled. Okay. Turnip comes in. Seen her quite a bit. So have these Bree hitters. 2 outs, runner on first. Baker up to the dish. Yes. Tom Cruise was in that. I do remember that fun fact about Young Guns. Down on strikes he goes. And to the top of the 6th we go. Yeah, Tom Cruise is in it. I remember that. He had a mustache. It was just like a random part. And Tom Cruise was also in The Outsiders too, I believe, wasn't he? Wasn't like everyone in The Outsiders? It's an excellent film. I remember those interviews with that guy who said he's Billy the Kid, and it was like a big deal, and it was all this hype about it. I don't know what ever really came of it though. Like History Channel specials, I guess, about it. That and Bob Lazar. Remember Bob Lazar was a big deal for a little while. 2-2, Trey Mattingly fouls that one away. And it's a base hit up the middle.
Now batting, the second baseman.
Lazar pops in and out of the news now. Yeah, every now and then. Ever since the Tic Tac video came out and they confirmed it, it's not really been too much, too much from him. I guess other than to say some of what he said is founded, but not really. Good speed on the base pass. What are you swinging at, Ash McIntyre? That was above your head, and down on strikes he goes.
Now batting, the
Jeez, that was like... See how those curveballs sometimes can look like a beach ball floating toward you. But sometimes they're hard to hit. Kobe frowned. Zavala's really looping in those curves. 0-2. Try to get a chase outside. 1 and 2. And inside, and Sawhorse wins the foot race, out number 3. Scoreless still in the bottom of the 6th. 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Bree Boomerangs home ball club. If they can win today, right now, they will win the whole entire Cheese League Baseball tournament. But they can't seem to string together any hits. That one is a fly out to Francis. Andrew Espinosa steps in.
Number 33.
That's low.
3-0 to him. And there's a strike. And off the fist.
You're out.
Kind of inside outed that, willed it to left field. 2 outs. Case an oldie steps in.
Outside. Foul ball.
1 and 2 on oldie. Grounder to McIntyre. This should do it. Out number 3. Top of the 7th we go. We are still scoreless.
Now batting the third baseman. Number
And in steps Miguel Russell 0 for 2.
Go inside.
Almost hit his kneecaps with that one.
Ball outside.
Russell's going to jack one here.
Deep right.
That actually might have been the pitch to jack one on. He's going to jack it over the big wall. Out of the stadium. That was the pitch to do it on. 2 and 2. Nice diving stop by Mickelson. Out number 1.
now batting the right fielder.
And
Number
Jared
21.
Bugby now steps up. Fouled away. Gets into center field all the way to the wall. So it's a 1-out double.
Batting the
Brings
left
up Donna
fielder.
Francis.
Number 89.
Zavala's still out there in the mound working away. 96th pitch here. He's probably going to get pulled soon. Mickelson fires to first. That's out number 2. Runner advances.
Designated hitter. Number
Sherry Droop
27.
comes up now. Another runner on third here for the Aeroplanes. Can they capitalize? A base hit scores this run. They do capitalize because that is a fair ball down the left field line. They get a run in, and it's an RBI double
Now
for the
batting
Aeroplanes.
first baseman.
They
Number
take the
10.
lead.
Now pitching. Number
Madeline Richards, that actually chases Zavala from the game. Madeline Richards comes in.
No, that's low. Deep right. Deep right.
Down on strike she goes. I see what you're typing there, Wheels. Shot down in a blaze of glory.
batting the first baseman. Number 17.
Deep right.
Man, Emilio Estevez in his prime. Classic. So, Bon Jovi, best soundtrack to an 80s movie.
He's out.
Bon Jovi's just a great American. Let's just say that right off the bat. Unequivocally, on this broadcast, we are Bon Jovi supporters. He is a great American.
That's low.
Is Mickelson going to do something here? Yes, he is. He gets a base hit. All right, Mickelson runs quite well. That's why I was wondering. Because the Boomerangs need base runners, folks, and they haven't really had a lot of them.
Number 6.
Davila's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. They need to make something happen here.
Nope. High.
They've seen Turnip a lot. I think, I don't know.
Ball outside. That's high.
3 straight balls to Davila.
Take your base.
All right, walked him. Not good. Jonah the Whale comes in. Conrad 0 for 2. Runners first and second. Bottom of the 7th. I hate that pickoff move so much. Can the Bree Boomerangs get the run back? That looked like a good pitch. That was outside my ass.
Ball that's low.
3-0. Popped up left field. Francis is there. And that is out number 2. My aunt roomed with her sister, with Bon Jovi's sister or cousin or something in college. 3 degrees of separation of Bon Jovi. That's funny. Marker Harden comes in.
No, that's high.
Base hit up the middle. That's going to get a run in. And the 3 Boomerangs tie this game with the RBI single. Cross Baker steps in 0 for 2. And it's a brand new ball game here, folks. Again, the Bree Boomerangs with this win will clinch the Cheese Cup.
That's up.
The coveted Cheese Cup, I shall say. 2-1 on Baker. Right to McKenna Howell. I keep wanting to call her McCowell. But they get a run back, so all the run scoring is in the 7th. We go to the top of the 8th. There's Patrick. Steps in. It'll be 9-1-2 for the Aeroplanes. Jack McDowell. Every time I say McKenna Howell, it makes me think of Jack McDowell. Black Jack McDowell. Famous pitcher. I believe for the Chicago White Sox. Again, I'm probably wrong on that because I've been wrong on every single team that I thought guys played on. That's a base hit through the right side. But Blackjack McDowell, I remember when he played for the Yankees, was getting booed off the field, and he flipped off the crowd. I'll never forget that. It was in 1995, 95 or 96. But yeah, Blackjack McDowell was a good reliever, too. Very good reliever. Gonna look up Jack McDowell now. That's a base hit through the right side again. Thought about going to third, but Espinosa fires in. There's Jack McDowell pops up right away. Did he play for the Chicago White Sox? 1995 was his only year playing for the Yankees, so I was correct on that. I vividly remember that burned into my memory as a young child. He played for Cleveland and then the Angels. He played for 12 years. The year he pitched for the Yankees, though, 3.93 ERA. Richards is out. Concentrado in. 157 strikeouts. Not bad. Kobe Frown in. 2 on, 1 out. Top of the 8th. Big pressure situation here. Strike 2 on Kobe Frown. Tried to get him a chase high. 3-2. And walks him. Walks the bases loaded. Wheels says, I saw a video the other day where the ump was making bad calls. The organist played 3 blind mice, so the ump threw the organist out of the game. Yeah. 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 That's awesome. Baseball's great. I love when stupid stuff like that happens in baseball. I've seen umpires throw people out of the game, too. And he walks a run in. Oh, my God. What are you doing? What are you doing? All right, so he walks the run in. Concentrado's got to concentrate here on throwing strikes and getting out of this inning. Bases remain loaded. Aeroplanes looking to make a big impression here. And instead goes down on strikes. And that brings up Donna Francis. So 2 outs, bases juiced. Another big pressure situation here for the Aeroplanes. Tried to get out to chase. 1-1. Fouled away. 1-2. Concentrado getter. He's only a 2-pitch pitcher. He does. Slider down and in. Gets her. The bases remain loaded. They get another run, though. 2-1. The Aeroplanes lead it. The bottom of the 8th we go. If you've ever watched the Savannah Bananas, and Meter starts off the inning with a base hit into the right field corner. I believe that was Sally Meter. So, Andrew Espinosa steps in 0 for 2. The bat has cooled off quite a bit. The Savannah Bananas are like this independent team, and they treat their games, they like rewrote the rules of baseball. They treat their games like the WWF, like wrestling. It's hilarious. You got guys pitching on stilts. This is going to be double play, the 3-6-3 double play. And Case and Oldie steps in. But those Savannah Banana games are hilarious. They're like lots of fun. There's a rule in the Savannah Bananas: if a guy hits a pop fly into the crowd like a foul ball, and the fan catches the ball, the guy is out. That's into the gap in center field. So Oldie with a double, 2-out double, bottom of the 8th. Can the Boomerangs keep this going? Repo Sawhorse steps in. But man, the Savannah Banana games are hilarious. And they do. They tie it up with this double. Easily a double into center field. A tie ball game, folks. 3 Boomerangs not letting this one go. Freddie Mickelson steps in. 1 for 3. Mickelson fails to capitalize on this momentum. Pops it up to McIntyre. Out number 3. 2-2. Tied up in the top of the 9th. 7-8-9. Droop, Howell, and Patrick for the Asiago Aeroplanes. So what Concentrado's looking to do here, and I think he's only going to pitch to probably like one batter, maybe 2. Maybe. Because he's throwing balls. I mean, that's just the way it is. There's a strike. And to Droop. Got her. Wow. Okay. I didn't realize Concentrado kind of looks like Jeff Bagwell. Told you. Okay. So Carlisle Hardcore coming in and Preston Lugo's coming in. So I told you guys. So Lugo's been very good out of the pen. I mean, limited innings really, but he's been pretty good. 1 and 2 on Hardcore. He's your big bat coming off the bench, and he strikes out. 2 outs. Butters Patrick in now. 1 for 3. Trying to keep the inning going for the Aeroplanes. 1 and 2 on Patrick. Down on strikes he goes. Bottom of the 9th. Tied ball game. Everything's on the line here, folks. Dirk Davila steps in. 2 for 2, 2 singles and a walk. We're going to have Duarte come in out of the bullpen for the Aeroplanes. This could be it. If the Boomerangs score, they win the Cheese Cup. They win the whole darn thing. 1 and 2 on Davila. Fouls that one away. Down on strikes he goes. Jonah Conrad steps in. 0 for 3. Fouled away. And again fouled away. Ball low. Tried to get him to chase 2 and 2. And fouled down the line. 2 and 2 again. We reset. Tried to get him to chase high. Full count. Down on strikes he goes. Bailey Dakota steps up. 2 for 3. 2 singles and an RBI today. Infielders are guarding the lines. 1 and 1 on Dakota. Ball way inside. Duarte, his arm is done after this hitter. Base hit up the middle. And thought about going for 2, but not going to. So runner on first. Cross Baker up 0 for 3. Midtown coming in. I'm wondering if they're going to put in a pinch hitter? No. They're sticking with Baker. Tatum Midtown. Very elevated ERA in a big pressure situation. There's a strike to Baker. And 3 and 1. Slow roller, McIntyre, fields and fires, and we're going to extra innings, guys. Bonus fake baseball. 2-2, it's all tied up. Mattingly, so we got top of the order here for the Aeroplanes. Preston Lugo again out there on the mound. Repo Sawhorse. Nice diving stop for the first out of the inning. McIntyre up to the dish, looks at a strike, 79 mile an hour change up there from McIntyre, or oh my gosh, from Lugo. Almost got him chased, 2-2. Nicholson, ooh, diving catch, and they get him. And Kobe Frown, 0 for 3 today, steps in. Lugo looking for a quick inning, get those bats back up. I think actually you'll have 8, 9, and 1 due up, I believe. For the and down on strikes he goes. He got him to chase. 8, 9, and 1. Meter, Espinosa, and Oldie for the Boomerangs again. Can they make it happen? All I actually need is a big hit over that big wall. Or just a string of hits. 1 and 2 on Meter. Down on strike she goes. This time I'm just kind of throwing junk out there. Get everybody all off balance. And in steps Espinosa. Ooh, plunks him. A free ride for Espinosa. Not what you want to see. Because that brings up Kason Oldie, who's been a real hot hitter. He had a double already today. This should be 2 to Mattingly, and double play to the 11th we go. Holy cow.
Now batting the third baseman, number 53.
Russell steps up.
No, inside. No, that's inside.
2 and 2 on Russell. Got him. A big power hitter. Russell down on strikes. Jared Bugby 2 for 4, 2 doubles today, so he's been swinging a hot stick. Can Lugo get him? High and inside called strike. 1 and 2 is count. And 2 and 2. Down on strikes he goes. Looks at the changeup. Donna Francis 1 for 4 with a single. Again, Lugo looking for a quick inning. And is that... No, almost. Dakota almost had that. And quickly, Francis is in the hole, 0-2. Oldie. Got it. Nice diving catch. Good defense here by the Bree Boomerangs. Bottom of the 11th, folks. 2, 3, and 4. Lots of hits on the board today from these guys. So let's see if they can string something together and win this game. Bo Sawhorse fouls that one off. Kind of a defensive swing. 2 and 2. And now the 3-2. And walked him. So that brings up Mickelson. And we're going to have Estes come in, who is already looking rattled. He did not have a good outing his last time. He's a starter, so they've exhausted all their bullpen arms. Mickelson swings through that one. And that's a foul. Hung up there, a little lollipop. 1 and 2. Got him swinging through it. Got him to chase. Davila steps up. 2 for 3. 2 singles and a walk today. 1 out, runner on first. And Davila lays off. And lays off again. 3 and 0. And walks him. 2 on, 1 out now for Jonah Conrad, the whale. He's 0 for today. Can he be the hero for the Bree Ball Club? And he is. Into the gap, runs coming home. And just like that, the ball game is over. And the Bree Boomerangs win the Cheese League tournament. They win the Cheese Cup. As we see all of the excitement. It should be Conrad for lifting up in the air. Sawhorse that they're jumping up in the air? I don't know what's going on. But that is it, folks. The Bree Boomerangs are your winners of the Cheese League tournament, the Cheese League baseball tournament. Cheese Cup is theirs. They sweep the series 4-0. And that's the way it ends, folks. In 11 innings, in dramatic fashion. 3-2, they win. There's a lot of hits in this game. I mean, there's, what, how many hits were there? 18 hits in this. Well, actually, not that many, I suppose. More hits than the last game. Nonetheless, the Bree Boomerangs, they pull it out. They win. Just look at the lines. Of course, Luga gets the win. Midtown gets the loss. Top three, Botch Zavala. That's who they're throwing up in the air. Pitched a great game, 6 2/3. Shark Hollister pitched admirably as well. And then Preston Lugo, all pitchers getting the nods here. So that's it, folks. That is it. That is your tournament. And Cheese League baseball tournament. And definitely how I thought this kind of ended the bracket would pan out. I for sure thought the Boomerangs were going to win. I for sure thought the Fiddlers were going to win here. Definitely thought the Boomerangs were going to take it because, again, those big bats, I just thought that they would have, that they would muscle it out. The Aeroplanes surprised me at every step of the way on this side of the bracket, but Boomerangs really just did some work against these other teams. Let's take a look at the league leaders. See the top 10, obviously Boomerangs and Aeroplanes all throughout here. Miguel Russell was your home run leader. Andrew Kerr from the Mozzarella Man-Eaters was your batting average leader. Miguel Russell again, your home run champ and also your RBI champ with 28 RBIs. There's on base and slugging, OPS, hits. Trey Mattingly had the most hits. Oldie with 12 extra base hits. Let's take a look at the pitching side. Hollister had the best ERA from the Aeroplanes. He did pitch well, I will say that. And number of strikeouts. Carl Sanders from the Boomerangs had the most strikeouts. Him and Steve Dickerson. Believe it or not, Steve Dickerson looked like he got roughed around, though, quite a bit. And, yeah, so that is how the tournament ends, folks. That's it. Bree Boomerangs are your winners. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining us here live on the stream, or if you're watching this at a later date on Twitch, or if you're watching us on YouTube, thank you so much. That is your tournament, and we will be back with more Cheese League baseball tournaments probably like a little bit later this year, maybe the midpoint of the year. Kind of thinking that we do the Cheese League baseball 3 times a year. We do the tournament in the beginning during spring training, at the beginning of the season. We do it in the middle around the All-Star break, and then we do it at the end during the postseason, that kind of thing. It's kind of what I'm thinking. And then in between, we'll be streaming some other games, some other fun stuff here on Geek Cheese on Twitch. Obviously with Wheels in the chat. That'll be lots of fun. And yeah, but that's how the tournament ends, folks. This is awesome. Thanks so much for joining. Bree Boomerangs win. And we will see you next time here on Geek Cheese. Don't forget to follow us here. Follow us on Twitter at Geek_Cheese. Follow us on TikTok at Geek_Cheese. And follow us and like our page and all that fun stuff on YouTube as well. That's it. Thanks so much, folks. We will catch you next time. Bye.